Ready to roll.
In this episode of the RV Small Talk podcast, we're going to talk about three subjects, three small incremental things. Now, here's the first one. We're going to talk about what you carry with you, what you pack with you that helps you to handle some of the grossest or uncleanly situations of your RV travel life.
Ew.
Right? And then the next topic, we're going to talk about the foods that we're going to get adventuresome on, and what are we going to make? What are these recipes we're going to pursue for this year's camping trips? And then thirdly, tertiary, we're going to talk about the changing climate, the changing times. It's not a political thing. It's simply the weather's changing, El Nino pattern. What does that mean for our camping trips and where you might be traveling?
Rain.
So stay tuned and welcome to the RV Small Talk podcast, where we talk about lightweight trailers, truck campers, people, and places that go right along with them. We are your hosts from Princess Craft RV. I'm Clarence.
Then I'm Cody.
And I'm full of Mexican food.
And last.
Nice. So how's it going, y'all? You may have noticed if you're listening to this podcast, we're doing things a little differently, mostly because we're goofy, but also because we have no PJ. So you're going to hear Cody's voice on the podcast again.
Sorry.
Yeah. Many apologies, but we wanted a third voice, so here he is.
What did I say about interrupting people, Cody?
You said not to interrupt. I didn't interrupt. He kept talking.
Oh, there's that. I mean, that's one perspective.
It's going to be a spicy podcast.
So to review, to bring people up to speed, Cody's been with Princess Craft for quite a number of years, and he currently heads up our service department. And he's our go-to guy whenever we do our live streams on Fridays that involve a technician. So he has some knowledge that we might tap into. Otherwise, we're going to just try to make him feel uncomfortable on the microphones.
Yeah, Cody is extremely smart when it comes to RV repair. We'll see about the rest of...
I was going to say this. I don't think any of these topics...
We'll see if any of those topics
technical
fit
about our topics today. We're just throwing Cody in just to watch him squirm.
I'm a gap filler.
Squirm, Cody, squirm.
Okay. Well... let's start off with the first topic of the day. And the question is more about materials and things that you have along with you in your travels, specifically for dirty jobs. So this section, let's call it, what's in your ick kit?
Say that 3 times fast.
I won't. So what is in your ick kit? What should be in there? So parameters. This is not necessarily what you need in a kit to hook up to travel somewhere. This is more what you deal with in just the cleanliness of your rig. Be in the kitchen or the bathroom, or we can verge into the dumping scenario as well. So what goes into your box that you always want to have with you when you're traveling with your RV?
Well, I can tell you one of the best things that I learned having kids is once they're out of diapers, you keep buying diaper wipes. Because
baby wipes are the bomb.
They really are.
And you know what? I think that the companies figured that out because they started just marketing them instead of baby wipes. They started marketing them otherwise. It's like dude wipes.
Boogie wipes.
Right.
Yeah, I always have a pack of wipes. I mean, everywhere, but especially when camping. I mean, it is essentially a pre-moistened towelette that you can use when you're in the middle of a hike and your kid has something on his face or, steps on something gross.
Speaking of those, there was one company that made wipes that were like completely like disposable, environmental friendly, Bob's butt wipes.
Yeah.
Which were supposed to be really like outdoorsy.
Sure.
Because they biodegrade really well.
Right.
Compared to maybe like a typical baby wipe.
But do they hold up to baby? Like,
they're probably not quite as thick, but let's be real. Anything in the RV world that's designed to break down is generally not as thick.
Think about not single ply, but half ply.
I know.
Baby wipes are 100% in my ick kit.
Yes.
Okay, so baby wipes. There's one that's in my it kit, and it's not necessarily for the human body, but the problem is that they are packaged the same, very similarly, and yet you don't want to be wiping the body with them, and that'd be like the Lysol wipes,
the Clorox wipes.
Clorox wipes. Yeah.
They're so similar. I want to keep the two separate, but those are in my ick kit. They definitely travel with me because all the hard surfaces around the kitchen area or whatever my kids touch, super easy to keep things clean.
For sure.
So,
what about microfiber towels? I love them.
Cody, what's your take on microfiber?
I mean, that's what we use for cleaning everything. I think they're great. They tend to, as long as you keep them out of the dirt, they tend not to scratch stuff, which is ideal for a microfiber.
So we use them. We got into microfiber years ago with some towels from REI because they're towels for the body that are microfiber are great for camping. But then after that, we started exploring what you can use them for in the kitchen, in the bathroom, for windows. If you keep a microfiber towel specifically for windows, it's like a godsend. It's fantastic.
As long as you keep it clean. Now, but I don't want to touch them.
You want to hit below the belt. You want to keep it clean.
Yes.
I don't want to touch them.
The microfiber?
The microfibers?
Yeah.
Why?
Does it make the back of your face hurt?
No.
I'm sorry, what?
It's like nails on a chalkboard when you touch it.
Oh, not at all for me. I've never had that
With
experience.
microfiber?
No.
It makes the behind my face hurt.
You know, it's probably those little bitty muscles, the little twitchy muscles in your face.
Sure.
Probably cringing.
I mean, I get the same feeling when I write with the wrong pen. So
Is it like nails on a chalkboard for some people?
I think I'm weird, but I have heard of other people not liking to touch microfiber
have
tawls.
never had that
So
issue.
a lot of times I'll get another towel and then I'll grab the microfiber towel
pro
with
tip.
the other towel.
Yeah, pro tip. You're sensitive to that touch. Sure, why
Or
not?
hey, something else in your it kit, gloves. You could just grab a glove and then grab your microfiber towel. But rubber gloves are something that
Multi-purpose across a camper.
and I really want to get some like actual like
heavy
dishwashing gloves because right now I just have the one-time use plastic.
The natural or latex.
Yeah, and I just
So I've never really used the half arm length rubber gloves that people buy for dishes. So I put them on the list because I know people do.
Sure.
But I do like an assortment of gloves. Certainly, I do like latex and nitrile gloves for just general purpose.
Right.
It could be in the kitchen. It can be bathroom. It could be at the dump station, or it can be something. Let's say there is a repair, and that's outside of this conversation. But great if you're going to
Flat tire,
a greasy situation or something
Yeah.
like that. Brake dust, all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
So, and then just work gloves. And there's so many reasons why you might just want to have work gloves in your tow vehicle at very least. So gloves. There's three types we mentioned there. Basically the rubber-like or nitrile rubber gloves for dish type situations, and then work gloves.
For sure.
or handling microfiber towels.
Yes.
Or handling microfibers. Yeah. So one thing that I'm thinking that is actually not on the list, but I'm thinking exterior. And maybe most people do this, maybe think about this when they get home, but I'm thinking about it while I'm traveling, depending on how long you're going to be on the road. Might be some bug remover.
I didn't have that list. I mean, yeah.
But I mean, you're traveling, and especially when you travel in certain times of the year, you can drive through quite a swarm of bugs.
And then you're just staring at them the whole
And then
time
they're
you're
just
camping.
all over your car and your camper the entire time you're camping.
Guts.
Those
Just
love
stare at
bugs.
guts.
Yes.
And you're like, well, we disturbed a moment, like 100 of those moments all over my
Yeah.
grill.
I don't think that's why they call them that, but
I think it is.
maybe it is. But they can really cause some havoc if you leave them on there too long too.
Sure.
So-
Well, what you guys see in the service shop as far as bugs being left on too long, what's it do to the...
Well, certain bugs, depending on what they may release when they splatter on your camper, could ruin the paint finish.
Okay.
So getting them cleaned off in a timely manner is important.
Okay. So there you go. Bug cleaner. The spray on type that kind of foams, any particular?
I mean, there's different brands in this
Baby
industry.
wipes?
But
Can I use baby wipes for that?
I don't know if a baby wipe is going to break down bug guts. If it is, I'm not sure I want to use it on my child.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, Thetford makes a good one. You spray it on it, you really want to do it when it's cooler, so you can let it sit and really give it a chance to break down that material, and then you can just wipe it off. Or if you want to actually wash the camper, it's a good time to get scrub brush on it.
Okay.
What about icky toilets?
Icky toilets.
Icky toilets.
Yeah.
What do you got?
So here's a good one on toilets, right? So there's a couple of different products out there, but you really want to think about what kind of treatment you're using in your tanks. Because if you go behind it and clean it with traditional bowl cleaner from your house, you're going to kill all your enzymes that are in the toilet, in the tank, controlling odors and digestion of your waste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good looking out.
Wait, so the enzymes are the things you put in the tank to do the thing.
To do the stuff.
To digest the stuff.
To digest the waste. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you use regular toilet bowl cleaners,
bleach or anything
it will
like that.
cancel out.
It'll kill them. I mean, it's live bacteria.
Cool. I mean, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like what you do to your body when you take antibiotics. It kills your gut flora.
Yeah.
So don't drink toilet bowl cleaner?
That's
Not
probably
anymore.
a good one. Yeah.
Okay.
No longer.
But only when
Never
I'm
again.
taking antibiotics.
I mean, what's the point at that point? Yeah.
So, that's something that maybe people don't think about whenever they're, maybe mid tank dump and they need to clean the toilet.
Right.
You want to make sure you're using a product that will enhance or at least not kill off what you've already got in there.
And there's also, as I understand it, you want to make sure you're not mixing the ammonias and the bleaches scenario.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. You don't want to make
Because
that
that becomes
gas.
caustic real fast.
Yeah. And deadly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pay attention to what's in the ingredients. I was thinking you might need to pay attention to, like, we grew up using the abrasive cleaners on
for
porcelain.
sure. Yep.
And what's the name of that one that comes to mind?
Not borax. Am I thinking borax?
Scrubbing
Ajax?
bubbles.
Ajax?
Ajax type stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Comet. I think Comet was
Okay.
Comet.
Yeah. Comet was a good one. Yeah.
So I mean, obviously, there's the, if you have a toilet that is or sinks or whatever fixtures that are a hard surface that aren't so porous or soft, maybe porcelain, then you might be able to use that. But I'd be afraid that it might harm the seals because it is abrasive.
Right. It's a gritty abrasive for
I mean,
sure.
it may get things clean. However, dealing with seals can be a real problem.
Yep.
Especially, and the problem will show up in the least convenient time. So I don't know that I would want to use an abrasive on an RV surface.
I wouldn't.
So there's specific RV toilet cleaners?
There are. Yep. So, we use, I forgot the name of the brand we use here. My mind just went blank.
Unique.
What do you
Unique.
use?
Thank you.
What do you use at home? Don't you live in an RV?
Not anymore. We sold the RV and bought a house. Remember?
Okay. I do know
Congratulations.
that.
Yeah.
But when
So
you
we
lived
used-
in the RV,
I used all Unique products, and Unique actually makes a toilet bowl cleaner that has enzymes in it. So it's not going to kill off what's already in there.
it's going to add more enzymes.
It's going to enhance what's already there. So you spray it in there just like you would a normal toilet bowl cleaner, and then you go behind it with a scrub brush. You flush it down, and you're good to go. You just keep on going.
And you lived in that trailer using the Unique products for how long?
You're just a little over a year and a half.
Well, there you go. There's a little testimony there.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Sweet. So I wouldn't want to use abrasives. I'd use something gentle. Particularly, there are a lot of RVs that have plastic.
That's correct. Yeah, there's a lot of
you don't
plastic sinks, plastic toilets, and
Can you
you'll damage
imagine
them.
what this condition would be after a season of using abrasives on a plastic toilet?
Or
Oh, that'd be
fiberglass. I would
gross.
be even afraid to use it. I mean, most of your fiberglass showers, you don't even want to use that on.
Because it would wear thinner and thinner and thinner, and then it'd
Yep.
be exposing fibers.
Possibly.
Ah.
It's just going to leave scratch marks everywhere.
There you go. So
There you
go. I mentioned the Lysol wipes. I think that those are fantastically.
They are.
They're great to have around, but also Pledge Multi-Surface is just a great all around anywhere near.
Another wipe, yeah.
And you can't, yep.
Floors. There. I mean, you can use anything for your ick kit to get your floors clean, but broom in a dustpan just seems like it takes up some room, right? Just because how tall it is, and then the dustpan is awkward.
It has been since adolescence.
I feel so sorry for it.
It's making it in this world.
My favorite thing to do, no Swiffer, no broom. My favorite is the $20 from Walmart little dustbuster thing.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's this big, so I can stick it in a cabinet or
Sure.
a drawer, and it does the same thing as a mop or a vacuum. I mean, I just take it and you just go along the crease, where you
Right.
make the mess. And then if there's something left, you get a Clorox wipe and you wipe it up. As far as space goes, I feel like a broom or a Swiffer or anything like that is just stupid.
I think
No
that's,
offense to anyone who uses it.
all of that is going to be relative to the size of the camper you have, right?
I guess you would
And
use a
so
dust
I would-
buster
the
in
type
your
of
fifth
camper-
I'm
wheel.
not going to use a little dustbuster in mine. I mean, I had a 43-foot fifth wheel.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
It had a built-in vac system that we used pretty regularly.
Right.
But we also had just like a small shop vac, which is kind of similar to a
Swiffer or
little
whatever.
dustbuster or something like that. But then like to really clean the floors, we like to use a steam mop.
Okay. And well, in a residential situation, that makes sense.
We use it in the trailer too. But yeah, I mean, but we were
Camping
full-time. And so,
situation.
but yeah, I mean,
Dustbuster is all you need.
So in my trailer, because it is more of a toy hauler, and because I have put various motorcycles and UTV in there and stuff like that, they bring in a certain level of grime and grit.
very true.
You just spray it out with a hose.
I have. I've used a blower, a lawn blower. But some of that stuff, oil, a little oil drip or a little gas in there. So in which case that's when I'll bring out something more like a Swiffer or wet Swiffer or something like
Right.
that.
Well, since you're talking about oils, they even make like wipes for cleaning your hands and spills and stuff in a wipe type as well.
Right. In which case I also have oftentimes, because of the equipment, I may be hauling around Simple Green
Yeah.
or Fast Orange.
Yep.
For various purposes, obviously.
yeah.
And I think that depending on what type of camping you're doing, those are great cleaners as well.
Simple Green is what I use at home for everything.
Oh, it's a great all around degreaser and smells
Yeah.
decent.
And it's green.
It's great.
And it is
So
green.
simple.
Imagine that. Just makes life simple.
All right. What else is in your ick kit?
You mentioned that vacuum. I was thinking even maybe the smaller little battery powered dustbuster because it's great for my tow vehicle.
That's what yeah.
It's perfect for both.
I have one in my car all the time. And then when I go camping, I just take it out of my car and put it in my camper.
Okay.
$20 at Walmart. And it's been going for like 4 years.
I've had some, what do they call the dirt devils? The little red
yeah.
ones?
Yeah.
I've had good luck and bad luck. Like I had one growing up and my mom still has it. And the thing is a champ. Just doesn't die. And I've had two since then that I've bought it as an adult and they do.
They do die.
They do die.
They
do
do
die.
die. Yeah.
What about for like upholsteries and other fabrics and all that? This
Just
is
throw it away.
This is the like stuff gets problematic here.
Throw it away. I hate cleaning fabrics.
Yeah.
So, I mean, are we talking about like just making them smell good?
I would like
No, cleaning it. My kids just played in the mud and now they went and put their grimy hands all over the seat. How do I clean it?
My kids
it
just
sounds
went
like a
and played at the
wipey
dump
situation.
station.
Throw away the kids?
Sounds like Nope, sounds like another wipey situation, depending on the type of upholstery you're dealing with.
So I didn't actually come up with actual ideas like brands or anything on this, but I think that this is a good area to say you need to do your research before you leave.
Yeah.
Test some, not just on what you can put up with, because some of those, you're in a small space and there's going to be aerosols or something, some off-gassing something. So test it, but also test it on the materials to make sure it's not harming your fabric, your discoloration and stuff like that.
But I could never imagine myself actually bringing specific upholstery cleaner when I'm camping.
Okay.
And that's not something I'm going to pack. That's something I'm going to clean when I get home.
So some stuff that I like, and I didn't put too much of this on my list, but I like things that are very natural for upholsteries. Like I might do a solution with like white vinegar and all that to clean all kinds of surfaces. If it's something I don't want to do Simple Green or something like that, I'm wondering if there's something you can do upholstery wise, and maybe we'll get people to comment in, send us an email or something like that, that'll kind of say, this is what I use. There's maybe a solution, white vinegar, or maybe they use a dry clean, maybe something that's based off of baking powder, baking soda,
Sure.
sort of thing. So because they have dry stuff that you can clean with,
Sure.
I just need to know what it is.
I mean, I don't have no idea.
Make stuff fresh.
Yep.
So, club soda. I've heard club soda goes a long ways.
It's true.
So, and
I've never tried that one either.
Get stains out
and
of shirts
hydrogen
and stuff.
peroxide. However, hydrogen peroxide, you got to be careful on what type of fabric or upholstery it is.
If you get blood on anything, hydrogen peroxide is the way to go. Cold water and hydrogen peroxide.
Interesting. One thing to keep in mind if you are cleaning with any type of aerosols is that lovely little LP alarm that will go off
Right.
when you are spraying aerosols in a camper.
It's your fault.
And it will be your fault. I just can't see myself bringing most of these things when I'm camping. I'm not going to bring Windex. I'm going to bring like Clorox wipes and baby wipes and a dustbuster. And anything I can't clean up with those 3 things, I'll clean up when I get home.
What if you're going on a longer trip?
I still wouldn't.
Okay.
So I can see some of this stuff being.
I guess that's
just
just
asking,
me.
yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't do it.
For me, I can see some of this being seasonal because you've seen how I pack out. I have like little plastic bins with lids and all that, and they stack. And so I will have a bin for this kind of stuff, and I might be seasonal at the beginning of my camping season. I'll see what's still good. It has some life in it. Like some of these wipes or whatever, if they've been through a Texas summer, they're not
may
They're all
be
dried out.
going to
Yeah.
wipe so good. So I might start a new season with a new pack of those. Some of the gloves, even gloves, they start to break down in the heat and all
They
that.
do.
So I will seasonally go through and make a bin and say that's my stuff in this category, my ick kit.
And when you go
For the season.
when you go camping, you take things out of the bin and put them somewhere else, or they just
No, they
live
stay
in the
in the
bin.
bin.
And where
Yeah.
does the bin stay?
Well, in my camper, it either stacks up in a stacking system, or oftentimes it's not a big toy hauler. They're somewhat weatherproof. As soon as I get to my side, I open up the ramp and I start just putting stuff underneath my camper out of the sun.
That makes sense.
And if I need a bin, it's underneath my camper.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That works.
And I started doing that with even when I had the Intech Pursue.
Okay.
It's small and it just made sense.
Caitlin, can you put my phone on Do Not Disturb, please? Because I'm an irresponsible adult.
While you're doing that, I'm going to get my computer so I can pull up some of these recipes so we can stare at them and
Yes, let's look at food.
Yeah,
so
good
we
thing I
talked
ate
about
already.
icky stuff. Now we're going to talk about yummy stuff.
We're going to go from the ick kit to the food
yummy kit.
to the yummy kit.
Clint found us some interesting, weird, most of them sound pretty delicious recipes that we are going to look over, see if we would try, maybe give you guys some inspiration for cooking at the campground. Because for me, that's always a tricky thing to do.
And we've talked about food quite a few times.
We
and
do like talking about food.
I'm not the kind that gets very involved on cooking at home, but even less while camping. But I thought some of these sounded good enough to try. Maybe I can develop as a camping cook a little bit, but also some of these you can make well beforehand and bring along.
Perfect. Perfect.
I'm
Love
going
it.
to tell you this top one right here, the sausage potato skillet.
Yeah.
That right there just sounds yummy to me.
Speaks to you, right?
Yeah.
Let me pull up the image of it because some of these sold me on just
Oh, just
On
pictures.
the image.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Look at this. Sausage
Easy.
potatoes. Its prep total time is 30 minutes.
Easy peasy.
And we're going to have these links in the show notes of the show.
I'll tell you what. We should totally make that one next weekend.
Okay. All right.
Oh, for the rally?
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Heck yes.
One of our dinners or something like
Yeah.
that. So if you want to know what it tastes like or at least looks like and smells like, come to the rally next
Come
weekend.
to the rally and watch Clint make it on his.
Well, we've got a couple
Scottle.
different ways we could try. We try it on the Scottle and see how it
sure.
turns out.
If we have a Scottle, we should cook everything on the Scottle.
I'll have my Scottle there.
If you don't know what a Scottle is, who makes the Scottle again?
Timbo Tusk.
Timbo Tusk. And tell us about that company because most people won't know where this comes from.
Timbo Tusk is more of like your overlanding off-grid type company.
Right.
That's more like what they're focused at. A Scottle is kind of similar to a fire disc, I'd say, but on a much smaller scale.
Packable. Super
Very
packable.
packable.
More manageable, yes.
And much more manageable for traveling with.
Perfect for small campers
Yes.
and truck campers because
Yes.
space and weight is always at a premium.
Yes. Yeah. Super cool device. You can cook anything on it.
Right.
But Timbo Tusk makes a whole lot of things now. They've got fridge slides and a whole variety of things that you can look at that they offer.
So let's make sure we give Timbo Tusk's link in the show notes so that people can look at what they offer. But I'll say at a rally last year, you did hamburgers.
Yes.
You did breakfast, eggs and bacon.
Yeah.
And then I was having so much fun with you cooking on your Scott hole. I went into town and got some frozen mixed
stir fry.
We made a stir fry.
Yeah, it was just stir fry,
and it was easy
Scott
to clean,
for the win.
And the food was excellent. And you cooked outside.
I did.
The smell was amazing.
Under my awning. It was fantastic.
So look into something like that. We mentioned the Scottle because that's what we've used here, but often the Camp Chef, you mentioned the Fire Disc by Camp Chef.
Yes.
It's a bigger, heavier version of it.
Essentially, yeah. It's a very similar style, I guess I would say.
Right. Okay, let me pull up the next.
I am mesmerized by that video in the corner showing me how to make stuff I don't even know what it's trying to show me how to make.
Okay,
I'm into it.
Here's the next one. It's the Easy Sloppy Joes. I like anything that's easy and
it's
messy.
not just easy Sloppy Joes. They're salsa.
Easy
There we go.
salsa
Sloppy Joes.
Sloppy Joes.
This hits me on several areas. It's easy. It's salsa.
And it's
sloppy. And it's Joe.
Sloppy
You a
Joe.
Joe fan?
Sloppy Joe.
Okay, so the other night at my kids' baseball game, they like have this big speaker and they like play all this like pump up music,
Yeah,
you know, when the kids are going out on the field. The other day they blasted Sloppy Joes by Adam Sandler and all the kids looked so confused and all the parents were losing their minds. It was awesome and I don't understand why, but
Dear listener, if you are not aware of Sloppy Joe by Adam Sandler.
I am not aware of that one. I feel like I should probably look that up.
Yeah. So here, I'm going to pull up the recipe
yeah, I want to see
on that one. And so, yeah, very hearty looking and total prep time, 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Let me get to the ingredients are simply ground beef, salsa, condensed tomato soup, 1 tablespoon brown sugar, and hamburger buns.
It needs to be like 3 tablespoons brown sugar. I'm telling you that right now.
Just to make it sweeter?
No, just because brown sugar and ground beef just go together.
Oh.
With tomato soup, yes.
So, and the nice thing about this is a fantastically easy one to test with your family and kids at home. But also, if it goes over well and you have leftovers, this is a super freezable option that you can bring out with you.
You just heat it up and then put it in the buns.
It's a fantastic travel.
Okay.
Pre-prepared.
I might pre-prep those for the rally.
Okay.
Oh, bomb. Okay.
I could do that.
Let's do it.
Next on this. Okay.
I have so much to say about these.
Okay, so I don't know that I'd run across this in my life, but there's a long history with these.
There must be. I'll tell you what, I am a cottage cheese fan though.
So everyone listening, okay? What is your reaction when you hear these words put together?
Prepare yourself.
Okay,
it is overwhelming.
Okay. Take a moment for yourself as you take in these words together. Cottage cheese pancakes.
Yum.
How do you feel about this?
I mean, my first response is like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I like cottage cheese, but cottage cheese and pancakes?
Yeah.
It feels a little weird.
What's the texture going to be?
Okay,
How dense and heavy? What's going on here?
I need to see the recipe because I actually make cottage cheese. I think if this is what I'm thinking of, the way that I make pancakes, which is a recipe that I found years ago, and it is the best pancakes I've ever had, is you take
buttermilk, right?
Buttermilk and vinegar.
And
you mix it together, and then you let it sit on the counter for like an hour.
What?
Until it curdles.
So you're making cottage cheese.
And then you take that and use it in your pancake batter. And the first time I did it, I was like, this is disgusting. I think I'm reading this recipe wrong. But pancakes, you have never had lighter, fluffier, better tasting pancakes. Because
I gotta wonder how that works out.
You're supposed to make it curdle and then you put it in the batter and you just make it like normal pancakes. But for some reason, it puts the air. I mean, they're delicious. So
that's so weird. I
thought it was weird
I'm gonna have to try it.
It's totally normal.
I'll tell you what. I've got to make breakfast. Sounds like we need to pack this up and make breakfast too.
Well, we're already doing pancakes on Sunday morning.
Oh, that's right. Good call.
And I don't know if I can do that for
No, I'm with you.
150 people.
I'm
No,
with
no,
you.
no. We'll make our own pancakes.
But we
We'll
can
just
make-
off to the
we
side
make
there.
our-
But,
Pancakes.
well, I'm just saying we got to eat Friday morning, Saturday morning breakfast.
All right.
I mean, how many times, I'm willing to cook on the scuttle every morning. So
And pancakes would be perfect on the scuttle.
yeah.
A little bitty hot cakes.
They'll be a little bit oblong because of
Well, because it's kind of dished, right? So they're going to
I
want
don't
to
care
kind of
what
run a
shape
little
they
bit.
are.
But yeah,
eat them.
I'm going to eat them.
you just roll them up and eat them.
Click on the
when I
link.
thought about this, there's
Yeah,
long
click on the
history.
link. I
on
wanna
it.
see
So
these.
I have two links.
It
two
probably
versions
just
of
looks
them.
like a pancake, though. I'm going to be unimpressed, I'm sure. Oh, you broke that one.
There we go. A broken link. Okay, total prep time 20 minutes yet again.
Okay, quick.
So I'm in.
Yeah,
It looks a little crepeish.
it does.
does
It
look
looks more
crepe-ish.
crepish. Yeah,
Not creepy, crepey.
Crepey. Okay.
I would agree with that, and especially since they're throwing like the
berries on top,
the
a
whipped
little
cream
bit
and the
cream.
berries. Yeah.
So, and I used to love like potato pancakes. So
Okay.
this feels kind of old school. Like I think is an old enough style of pancake that it gives you thoughts of the old ways, the old days, homesteaders and pioneers and all that. Maybe even the old world where they speak English funny.
But the ingredients are eggs. Go down.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, let's look
The
at the
ingredients are eggs, cottage cheese, butter, and flour.
So
That's
they're
it.
mixing cottage cheese with the eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's how they're making their base. You know what? I'm gonna have to try it. I finished off my thing of cottage cheese, but I'm game to give it a go.
I'm going to pull up the other recipe and see how it differs.
But I bet we probably need to bring the whipped cream and have some fruit too.
I mean,
See, look at these.
how
These are
thick
Okay,
they
so
are.
those are definitely more hearty looking.
These are so thick and fluffy looking. They are almost biscuits.
That's a ton of butter. Look at
let's-
how much
yeah.
butter is on this
Well,
pancake.
that's the only way to do pancakes. Let's be real.
That's a lot of butter.
I get so boring with my pancakes. I'm like, I want pancakes, but I'm gonna do it healthy. I'm gonna have protein pancakes, and I might put a little bit of almond butter or something on them.
So here's your ingredients for this one:
so this
eggs,
is-
honey,
Okay.
cottage cheese, baking powder, vanilla, salt, cinnamon, all-purpose flour. So it's more involved. This is the bougie one.
Oh, bougie.
Bougie.
I want to find my recipe and you make your own curdled milk.
Okay. Okay.
I mean,
There's more to it.
y'all look it up. It's the best pancakes ever.
Okay.
So fluffy.
The next recipe I put on here also combined a couple of nice things. Listen to this: taco rice.
I mean, I feel like I grew up eating taco rice.
And the whole thing is taco rice. It's all the goodness of the taco, but you might not have a tortilla. What do you do for the carbs that we so love and are addicted to? Rice.
And then you throw it into a bowl and then it's easy to eat.
I'm going to open this photo up and let's see what we see. Bam.
Silence.
Okay,
That looks boring.
it looks kind of boring, right? But
So it's like a taco bowl.
Yeah, but like, where's the meat? It's
Well,
just
it's-
rice with cheese and sour cream.
It might be mixed in
And
there.
maybe some
What's the
taco
ingredients?
seasoning.
It's got some
Okay.
ground beef in it.
So the ingredients are rice or instant rice, ground beef, onion, and salsa.
But no, there's still more.
Oh, good. Tomato sauce, beef bouillon, tortilla chips, and then cheddar cheese, kidney beans, sour cream, olives, whatever you want to put
the
on top of
topper,
it.
so that you could
I
use the
mean-
tortilla chips to dip.
I see how it's a great camping meal.
And something you could prepare beforehand.
It's
to make
not.
it.
It's not blowing my mind right now.
Yeah, I think.
Take me
now
back
that
to
I'm looking
cottage
at-
cheese pancakes.
Yeah, I think I was more in with the cottage cheese pancakes actually.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I think that I think I was hungry when I made this. Let's just be honest.
You might have been.
All right. And the last one I have is matcha chia pudding.
I'm into it.
And I have a note here. I don't know where this falls in between a dessert or a snack, but I don't care. I want to try it.
Yes.
I'm going to pull up the picture of it real quick.
I make chia pudding at least once a month. A giant bat of it that we eat all.
Wow.
What's the texture like? Because I've never had it, and I grew up with tapioca pudding. You hate
I
the idea
love
of tapioca
Yeah,
pudding.
and honestly,
Love
I don't
tapioca.
love the chia
Texture?
pudding texture either, but I don't mind it. I'll eat it. It's gummy, but like it's when you bite into the seeds, there is a little like not really a crunch, but a pop.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you do get like little pops.
Almost feels effervescent as you chew.
A CD pudding. But I make chia pudding in my Instapot. I mean, it takes 5 minutes, and my kids eat it like every morning for breakfast. And it's just chia seeds, coconut milk, and a little maple syrup, and it's
and that actually sounds almost good for you.
Almost. There is some sugar in it, but
Sure.
But
I like matcha.
Chia is actually pretty high in fiber, right? I mean,
Yes.
So
Let me see what this says. It says prep time 10 minutes plus chilling.
yes, I would
Okay.
love some matcha chia pudding. That sounds delicious. I've never thought of that.
2 cups unsweetened almond milk, 3 tablespoons maple syrup, 2 tablespoons matcha, green tea powder, 1/2 cup chia seeds, and 1/2 cup fresh raspberries. Just to
Chia seeds are like Orbeez, though, like the water
Yes.
beads.
Yes.
Like they start off
Put a little.
this big, and then they.
I remember when people got into just putting it in like their water that they were drinking.
Ew.
And
was
they
that
would
just because they wanted a different fiber?
I guess it was just like a thing. I remember seeing people do it. This
don't want
was
to
probably
husk
10 plus years
them
ago,
up.
but
Also, I don't know about almond milk. You got to use coconut milk with your chia. Really give it some
yeah,
body.
so
I prefer
matcha's-
coconut milk 9 times out of 10 over almond milk.
So
anyways.
matcha is green tea powder. So it's going to be, so does that actually have the caffeine in it? So is this going to be
Matcha
like
tea
a,
does have a
Yeah.
little.
so this is going to be a little caffeinated.
Yeah.
chia seed breakfast. That's what I would think of this as breakfast.
Another thing that's easy to do while you're out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely something that you could probably pre-mix.
So we have 2 kind of
Packaged, ready to
breakfasty
go.
things on here, and 2
Lunch, dinner-y.
Give it a go, lunch dinner things. We might be able to pull these off over our next 2 rallies. So
I'm
Sounds like it might be
excited.
doable.
I like to eat.
okay,
Give them a go.
I did not pull any more recipes, so sorry.
It's okay. We do have another thing to talk about in
But
this
first, can we ask people to send us?
head spinning podcast.
Ooh,
My head has been spinning.
okay. Let's ask the listeners before we move on to the next topic. If you have recipes that you think we might not have considered that we need to try, can you send those to us?
Please. Camping
please.
recipes.
Yeah, go on our social media, Facebook, Facebook. That's probably the place we'll see it first. RV Small Talk Podcast, and share a recipe, your own recipe, something that you found and like to use. I want to branch out.
We
into
need
this.
more ideas. And check out RV Small Talk Community on Facebook.
That's
it
the
might be a
one.
little easier for
That's
you to
the one.
post on that one and share those with us because, yeah.
Boom. So our last topic,
Yes.
23,
What's the weather going to do?
weather. They are predicting a stronger than normal El Nino pattern.
We've been in La Nina, which has been a little bit brutal for our neck of the woods.
Dry.
It's true.
We've seen the lake levels go down. So if we
Yes.
shift to El Nino, then what is this going to mean? Not just for our area. I think that we might be able to have. I pulled a lot of information here, so we'd have to dig for it.
Right.
What's this going to mean across the U.S.?
Well, you've got the map there. I know down here for us, it's going to mean that we should be wetter than normal. So we should have more rain. Hopefully our lakes and everything will get filled back up that are low.
Yeah.
Man, that would be great. I like seeing our lakes full.
Sure.
What's the do you guys know the pattern? Like, isn't it's one for a certain amount of years and then it's another one?
Yeah. So there's a typical pattern. It's not locked in.
Right.
And I want to say it's like a 3 versus 4 year thing, but
We're going to practice weather at the moment.
where's Avery Tomasco?
Yeah, there
when
you
we
go.
Need him?
We need Avery.
We need our weatherman.
Avery doesn't listen to this podcast.
But he's been on this podcast.
Betcha.
So let me see if I can scroll down here real quick and look at the impacts on regions. So here I have El Nino impacts and outlook on the western region. So wetter than normal conditions along the southern third of California. So how will this affect travel plans? I don't know that it needs to. I think that this is rainy weather is oftentimes slightly cooler weather. And when you're talking about the south, the west, the south, the southwest, cooler winds, breeze, and some moisture is invited.
Generally.
Cooler than
Yes.
average. So does this mean the summer won't be as brutally hot?
I think so.
Really?
That's what we're hoping.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying to me
Yes.
right now?
Yes, we could actually have a cooler summer than we've had
I'm so
over the last
excited.
few years.
And even if so you get the cooler winds, the trade winds or what have you, the cooler winds. And if you are getting more rain, obviously more cloud cover, and you get the evaporative effect, which the evaporative effect, at least for some short periods of time, has a cooling effect, just like sweat does on your body. So
that just happened.
Yeah. Across the southern plains in the south central United States, there are typically 4 major impacts of El Nino events. These consist of above normal precipitation.
Yes.
But mostly during winter.
Right.
Below normal temperatures, also during winter. Less active hurricane season with fewer named storms.
That's great. That's good news.
Mm-hmm. And slightly higher probability of snowfall and sleet events in the winter. Don't know that I need that.
Well, we don't necessarily need that, but we do need some rain.
Absolutely.
To fill us back up.
Right. And for the way we camp around these parts, it still didn't change my idea of what I would do.
I don't think so. I don't think it would necessarily need to affect your camping plans.
Right.
You know?
In the summer months, you always have to be aware of what's going on in the Gulf or out in the Atlantic anyways. So just keep doing that.
It was just like last night. We had a pretty decent storm blow through this area.
Ping pong ball size hail out in the hill country.
Even when it does storm in Texas, it really, 90% of the time, it's very quick. It might be intense, but it's pretty quick. And it might actually enhance my camping plans if I know that it's not going to be 105 and we're going to get a rain shower here and there.
Some cloud cover.
Yeah. Perfect. Great.
I like to keep an eye on what's going up on upstream though, because in the summertime months, we've all talked about this. It's nice to camp near water. And upstream rain in Texas, they'll get one of those flash.
Yeah, you'll get a flash flood.
Insane
flash flooding.
And you won't know that it rained over there upstream maybe.
Right.
Because the weather can change over just, of course, a few miles. You may not even know it rained. And then suddenly your RV is in a perilous predicament.
Yeah.
It can happen in Texas.
Or just a heavy downpour and it comes downhill and you're camping at the bottom of a hill.
Right.
Could be all it takes to get water if you're tent camping.
Sure. Water intrusion. So let's see here. The Midwest region. They might not like this so much because it can bring above normal temperatures.
Yep.
And drier conditions. So I guess this is a double-edged sword depending on where you are in the U.S. I just know I've lived in Texas.
Yeah.
Or abroad. So
me too. Only Texas.
So El Nino for us is typically regarded as like a yay thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. What are the normal for us? Brings us generally cooler temperatures and more rain.
Yeah. Eastern region also, they say above normal precipitation. And other than that, I think that's just the big part.
Right.
More water. Overall, I think everyone's going to be happy with this. Not much difference there. So there it is. I think El Nino is going to be welcome for most people, campers, and just the general public.
I guess kind of where my brain goes, being on the service side of things, is thinking if we're looking at an El Nino pattern, we may have more regular cloud cover than normal. For our people that like to off-grid camp.
Sure.
Your solar capacity is going to be lower.
Oh, very much so.
Because you're going to have cloud covered, or rainy days. You can have several rainy days in a row.
Right.
So, for people that may be looking at that type of camping, may need to make some adjustments or make sure they carry a small generator or something to help recharge batteries, something like that.
Because in very extended overcast situations, you almost can't carry enough solar.
Yep.
Just the efficiency problem.
Correct.
And in which case, if you're still trying to go that route of being completely solar based, then you would have to carry a massive solar bank to make it through multiple days of not enough sunlight.
Yeah. Especially if, or either that or really limit your use.
Right. I still say summer months, considering where we live, if you can swing it, higher latitude and higher altitude in the summer months. And then you can get away with using less electricity and you're not dying when you're outside.
It's very true.
So, Lindsay, thoughts?
What you got on the cloud cover?
Hey, I knew you would turn El Nino into a off-grid discussion.
Technical somehow.
Right?
Hey,
I'm along for the ride.
It's good stuff. So I think that pretty much wraps it up for this episode. Anybody have any thoughts? Anybody who has any thoughts on these topics, whether it be our first topic, which is what's in your ick kit, products that you like, products that have worked for you, maybe some cautionary tales, just let us know. Go on our socials. As far as recipes, I am really keen to learn some recipes that the three of us, I'm not a good cook. I'm not a very avid cook. I am an avid eater, and I want things camping to be fairly simple. I think the three of us are kind of in that.
I'm a great cook. I'm just not very adventurous.
Okay. I'm not adventurous either, and I don't really cook all that often. Mm-hmm. I do like to do some ribs every now and then on the grill, but
sure.
Yeah.
And especially when it comes to camping, I'm not adventurous because I never have a plan.
I want it to be super easy when I'm out camping, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to have to spend hours maybe prepping a meal. So fast, easy, get your nutrition or pre-prepped and get on with it.
The best thing would be easy and pre-prep.
Boom.
Yeah. So let us know what your ideas, what your go-tos are, your favorite recipes, or something that you're going to try. You found something and you're going to put it out there. So let us know what's up. And then finally, pay attention to the weather. And we hope that it is a fantastic camping season for you because of the change towards a El Nino weather pattern. So there it is.
If you're listening on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening, we really appreciate a rating and a review. It helps other people locate our podcast. Mm-hmm. So if you have a second, we would really appreciate going up on Apple Podcasts, giving us a 5-star rating and a review. Thank you.
All right. That does it for this episode of the RV Small Talk Podcast. We will get on with our things and then sit down on the microphones again next week. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.